So if it does come down here, excuse me, it'll be taking it long. I don't have anything currently. Next PT is here and then here. Yeah. Right, one more hour left before we open the Discord. Oh, You look at funding? I look at funding a lot in BitMEX. I know there's a lot of exchanges out there who have now started doing funding, but I used to trade ETH. I used to do majority of my hedging was on ETH. I used to take ETH shorts and Bitcoin longs. So I used to take ETH shorts in BitMEX and Bitcoin longs in Phoenix as hedging, funding. Back in the day, you could make double-digit Bitcoins on funding. There was a couple of months where I made like a couple of Bitcoins, you know, in a week or so, just in funding shorts. But nowadays, nah, I can't. When I'm saying back in the day, I'm talking about like 2019-ish. But since XRP came into BitMEX, XRP funding is the best one. So whenever I'm shorting things, I generally tend to short XRP and ETH. So that I get paid in funding. And in BitMEX, 95% of the funding goes to shorts. So yeah, if you're shorting something, you short it in BitMEX. If you're longing something, you don't long it in BitMEX, you long it in Phoenix or Binance or Coinbase. That's the funding perspective. Yeah. Now, we've been looking at funding for years, dude. Years. Now everyone knows about it. So the funding isn't as big, as good as it used to be, but... Does the crew BitMEX and Phoenix have scam works often? Not really, no. BitMEX and Phoenix are still liquid exchanges. Yeah, BitMEX goes a little bit lower than other exchanges because of it's a leveraged platform. But you don't get like scam works or whatever. The worst exchange that you can trade in is FTX and Bybit. Bybit and FTX are the worst exchanges you can trade. Your positions are sold, bought and sold very easily. So, not even BitMEX does that. So, just be mindful in trading those exchanges. And if you have no option, if you can't trade in BitMEX, or if you have no options because you're living in the US or whatever, then alright, fair enough. But just keep those, just understand what you're doing. I remember talking about this couple, like a year ago when everyone was like, "Oh, FTX is the best exchange in the world. FTX is for the people. Oh, the people's exchange. Oh yeah, the people's exchange is FTX." Guess what, chat? The guy who owns the exchange made 21 billion. Where do you think he made that from? He made 21 billion in what, 3-4 years? So what FTX does, I think I'm sure we talked about this many times, a couple of years back. But what FTX does is it has its own market making system, but the way they do it is you get categorized into 2 sections. So if you put in money in FTX and you've been making money, you get put into the positive category. If you have been losing money in FTX, you get put into the negative category. And your negative category positions, stop losses, get sold To people like myself, we would have to pay for it, but we get sold. And I've had this firsthand where people have offered me block sizing. That's what they call it, block sizing. So they don't sell individual positions, they sell blocks of positions, right? So what they do is they give you a range of a certain percentage and say this is where majority of the stop losses are for this range, right? And they highlight it as such, right? You know, here or here, and they've been doing this for years. Majority of it is free if you can do the leverage, if you can do the volume for them. For example, because I do the same thing in Finex and BitMEX, like I do what you guys would call market making in Finex and BitMEX. If I show the volumetrics that I do in Finex, I can probably get into FTX, and I'll get the data for free, right? If you don't do the enough volumetrics, you'd have to pay for the data, and it's probably going to cost you anywhere. I don't even know how much it would cost you because I haven't really looked into it. But if I were to guess, anywhere between 50 to 60 grand a month. Because that's what you pay for with the level 4 data in Finex and BitMEX. This is what I pay for right now. I pay for Finex and BitMEX data, and Binance data for, you know, similar sums to that. Every month, I actually pay every quarter, but if I do it every month, that's how much it turns out to be. And it's worth it for me, but FTX does it a little bit differently, because Finex and BitMEX gives the data, but it doesn't allocate losers and winners. Okay. Finex and BitMEX gives you the raw data. Okay. But what FTX and Bybit does is gives you data with precision, right? Meaning that it doesn't give you the raw data, it gives you precise zones of stop losses. Now BitMEX doesn't do that. BitMEX gives you like ballpark, and you're gonna have to use your own knowledge, use your own experience, and your own years of experience to try to find out where the liquidity is. But FTX and all the other exchanges just tell you, right? And they're allowed to do that because there's no rules, right? It's just the wild west. There's no rules. In traditional markets, legacy markets, this would be illegal. But here, I mean, even in traditional markets, legacy markets, we talked about Robinhood years back, right? How they used to sell data, and Robinhood selling data only came out a year ago, right? People only found out about it years ago, like a year ago. But we talked about Robinhood shit years back. What they do, Robinhood, is they sell and auction off data. That's why you don't have to pay anything to get in their platform. That's how they make their money. So FTX, whenever FTX came out with the same idea. Oh, we don't charge you fees. We don't do this. We don't do that. So to me, I was like, well, how the fuck do you make your money then? Then I later found out how they made their money, which made sense, but you can understand it. Did Robinhood stop now? Probably not, dude. Probably not. Probably not. I'm sure they're still doing it. They're not doing it first hand. They'll hire a secondary party to do it, but they're probably still doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked into Robinhood nowadays, but yeah, they're probably still doing it. I mean, let's be honest. They made a lot of money with it, so it's stupid not to do it. Because there's always going to be new suckers coming into their platform, right? Yeah, people will be mad for a couple months, right? People will be mad for a couple months, but new suckers will always come in. And after Robinhood did the issue, Webull, God, Webull became so fucking popular, right? You saw Webull advertisements everywhere, right? Everyone wanted to trade those Wall Street bet coins, right? Wall Street, pump and dump stocks. So everyone was like, oh, which platform? Everyone was like, oh, Robinhood is the best one, blah, blah, blah. But then Robinhood had the issue, and everyone's going towards Webull. But people, being dumbasses that they are, they didn't read the TOS in Webull, right? They didn't read the small print. It's literally the same thing as Robinhood, right? The same shit. They're allowed to do whatever the fuck they want with your positions. And with even knowing this, people used to advertise Webull and say, oh, Robinhood is shit, go Webull. Even though Webull was doing the same thing as Robinhood. It's like, oh yeah, this platform is shit, go to this one, it does the same thing. It's like, what? Dude. So whenever people used to come to the chat here when I was streaming and go, oh, Webull Skinner, yeah, Webull, such a good platform, I used to just tell them to fuck off. I saw my white FTX. FTX is making a lot of money, dude. What they're doing is they're liquidating capital from their clients. So they're trading against their clients pretty much. Not directly, but indirectly. And they put it into the FTX token, right? They put the liquidity in the FTX token. So what you have to do to become a liquidity creator in FTX is you have to have a certain amount of FTX tokens. So same as BNB, right? For example, in Binance, I don't know if you guys know or don't know. In Binance, let me show you. Do you guys have I've lost mine. I had it saved somewhere, but you guys have the VIP levels of Binance? Oh, there you go, found it. Ah, stupid thing. Alright, fuck up, come on. Oh my god, it's not even okay. I just had it saved up. I guess you could just Google